Welcome to the story of United States v. Lopez, 1995, a landmark case that redefined the boundaries between federal and state authority. The story begins in 1992. Alfonso Lopez Jr., a 12th grade student in San Antonio, Texas, walked into school as if nothing was wrong. But something was wrong, all right. Alfonso had a gun in his backpack. Later that day, Alfonso was caught with a loaded .38 caliber handgun at school. The school proceeded to call the police on him. Local authorities handled this at first and were going to charge him under Texas law, but then the federal government stepped in. Lopez was charged under the Gun-Free School Zone Act of 1990, a law that made possessing a firearm in a school zone a federal crime. This was created under the Commerce Clause, which allows Congress to regulate anything that affects interstate commerce. But Lopez didn't intend to use a gun, as he himself stated. He just had it in his backpack when he was arrested. While this was illegal at the state and federal level, he found himself being tried by the federal government.
According to the Gun-Free School Zone Act, Lopez was guilty, but his lawyers had to figure out another way to free him. Wait, earlier didn't we say that the justification for the Gun-Free School Zone Act was the Commerce Clause? But how could the federal government regulate this? Aren't schools run by the states? And that's exactly right. According to the Commerce Clause, the Congress has the power to regulate commerce among several states. However, this crime occurred only with a gun that was bought and purchased in one state. And this is what Lopez and his lawyers argued in court. The federal government, on the other hand, argued that guns cause violence, which causes disruption of interstate trade. And although Lopez continued with his argument that the Gun-Free School Zone Act was unconstitutional, the judge ended up voting in favor of the government because, as he put it, the Commerce Clause was a normal and well-exercised power of Congress. However, Lopez didn't give up, and his lawyer appealed to the Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals, where the judge voted in favor of Lopez this time, arguing that the law was invalid because it went beyond the powers of Congress under the Commerce Clause.
The case made it all the way to the Supreme Court. In a tight 5-4 decision, the court agreed with Lopez. The court ruled that the Gun-Free School Zone Act exceeded Congress' authority under the Commerce Clause. Regulating guns at school wasn't an economic activity that affected interstate commerce. According to the Chief Justice William Rehnquist, who delivered the majority opinion, we would have to pile inference upon inference in a manner that would convert congressional authority under the Commerce Clause to a general police power. This means that the government's case that said that guns cause violence, which causes interstate disruption, is equivalent to making guess after guess after guess on what will happen. Congress can regulate guns even if it affects national safety. For the first time in over half a century, the Supreme Court said, "Hold on, Congress, you can't stretch the Commerce Clause this far." What did this mean? It limited the federal government's power, reminding everyone that states have their own rights and responsibilities. Congress had to rethink how it wrote laws, ensuring they stayed within constitutional limits. Thank you for listening.